see that as a potential positive, or is this just more in what has been really a string of bad luck for them?
Well, to me, it comes down to leadership, and leadership's got to spin it into a positive and make it an advantage for them. Yes, we're in a losing streak. Yes, no one thinks we can win, but we have the resources we need right here in this room. Let's go ahead and play better. Let's hang together and shock the world a little bit. Put it all together, they've got a chance of coming out with a W.
He'll get that underneath to Herbert. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
2nd and 6. A handoff for Herbert, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
This offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside. And have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
My name is Ronald. I'm 29 years old. I learned about jury duty, see what this whole thing's about, the process, everything in general.
On 1st down, Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone get 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Fields. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
He knows what happened. I will arrest every last one of y'all.
When you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert.
I feel like this
But right now
this
looking
can't
at a
be
3rd
that
and
hard
3.
because just crazy stuff keeps
Here's
happening.
Fields. Past the 20. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
No shortage of impressive moments from him thus far.
When they say jury of your peers, I think that's accurate. From the people that I've seen in the waiting room, you have everybody from all classes of people, age groups, everything, races, ethnicities, you name it. Everybody's in that waiting room, I feel like.
What, Twix?
Did you just go to the vending machine?
No, I'm in my gift shop. I'm over there, so I just...
So
I am like
still
an
in the
anarchist
first
of
half.
sorts.
There's been
Like,
no answer for his
rules.
running ability
I
so
don't
far by the
like
defense. I can't wait to
institutionalized
see what
systems of
adjustments they have to
government.
make
It's just
during the
not
halftime
my thing.
break.
Now Herbert. And he lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And
But then,
a
on the
big
other hand,
turnover
I'm
there as
also
his guys
kind
will
of
get
on
the football back. But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it.
And now
My
before
name's
the ball
Noah.
changes
I
hands,
moved
they're going to
here
take a
to LA
look at this just to make sure that they
from a kind
have
of
it
small
right.
town. Everyone in my hometown said that people in LA
And the
were
question,
mean, but
was the knee in
people are
fact
nice.
down
People
before
are-
this ball comes loose? And is the video
really nice.
convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Ask if you wanted like a chili butter, like a Coke.
Oh, no, I'm alright, but thank you. That's really big.
I thought you would like. I just want to get.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 2nd and 1, Fields. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. DJ Moore from 6 yards away. And the Bears have yet again retaken the lead.
It's never fun for a defense to run on the field knowing that they're having to defend a short field. Just the idea of trying to limit an offense in that position, daunting for a defense.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead he does go down to a knee, and he'll bring the football out to the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Play action. It's gone.
Thank you so much.
On the run, he'll let it go deep, right sideline. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it, or no one was.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Dominique Robinson. It'll go as a loss of about...
Is he in the notebook? No, what is he in the notebook?
The other guy.
Is the other guy?
The guy she really should have.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that movie in so long. I didn't realize.
I was looking at his socks over here. It looked like it's in Sonic.
It's in there to drop it.
Sonic. I was like, does he have Sonic socks? Sonic.
Yeah, that's one, the new one, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
That was not a good movie. Is it funny or is it supposed to be action?
Action and funny. Like, road trip buddy movies. He and I. And then Jim Carrey plays the...
Are you like a main woman?
Yeah.
Apparently his Supersonic movie too.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
I got a director meeting at 5. I just got a
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
There you go.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's got this complete to Williams. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down, that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep with the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball in his hands.
As quickly as possible.
And this is caught by Williams.
All right.
Touchdown, Detroit.
Trial court of the state of California,
Jamison Williams.
28th District is now in session. The Honorable Judge Alan Rosen is presiding.
Sit down, folks. Respectfully, gentlemen, if you would take off your hats. Gentlemen, that last row, if you could remove your hat, I appreciate it. Thank you. I've been sitting in this courtroom for 38 years. And sadly, this trial will be my last trial.
As his guys have now moved out in
my
front.
swan song. And I think
Well, see, that's his
is there
second
any of you
touchdown
for any
already.
reason
How about this
who are
offense?
unable
3
to
drives,
sit
3 touchdowns.
for what
An
might be a
absolute
week
total
or so
team
for
effort
this
right now.
trial?
And let's face it, I don't
You
think
sir
he's
in the
done.
front row.
We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now,
Stop.
he's
You're
feeling
okay.
it.
Thank you. You may be excused. Are you the primary caretaker? All right, well, then you're excused. Thank you. Yeah, ma'am, second row.
All right, it's just got my foot.
Madam, I sincerely appreciate you even coming down today. And if you're not 100% committed, we're going to excuse you too. Thank you. I think this is a good time to break. We'll take an hour recess. There's a food truck, so hopefully that'll help you out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you leave the property without telling us, that's a contempt report. You don't want to do that to yourself, okay? Thank you.
So hopefully you're doing that, I guess.
Extra point splits the uprights.
Gotta get the Jets
That will
recognized.
make this a 4-point
I do
game.
feel like when he says, you know, oh, that's James
A
Barnes,
drive
let me
there
know.
on just
You know,
4 plays.
Oh, for sure.
And with Jamison
Right.
Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
Can I stay here? Oh, yeah, sure. Do you want half my sandwich?
Really?
Yeah.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away.
Oh, shit, that's
And he'll
Judge.
just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the
I'm
field.
sorry, I can't.
And looking at this situation, Charles, you got more than a minute. You've got all 3 timeouts. Probably no need to play this safe.
So what you're saying is that we're doing a little bit of a mind meld here, aren't we? Because I'm thinking along the same lines as you. This amount of time, don't be compelled to play it too safe. This is a chance to get points on the board. Press it a little bit.
And especially since a touchdown here gets you the lead. And
Yeah,
this will
good
be
call.
caught
Jerry
by
did it 4
Mooney.
times. Every time I
Now
get
the Bears going to call the first of their
Judge.
timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
And if you guys can kind of like,
Fields now to throw.
oh yeah, like get a cheer or something. I don't know.
There's Mooney with another catch. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
Hey everyone, I'd love to take photos of everyone. I just don't have the time today. But in lieu of selfies,
Now
I'm
it's
buying lunch.
Fields.
Lunch is on me.
They'll set up the screen to Herbert.
My pleasure. My
Now
pleasure.
another
Judge, you
timeout
want
called
something?
for
You
by
want
the
my lunch is on
offense.
me, Your Honor.
So that means they're down to
Runner.
1 remaining here as we
Alvin
head
Fields,
toward
65.
halftime.
Len Boyd, the new associate.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
That didn't work.
Fields. And that
Sure,
is
yeah.
incomplete. Boy, he did everything to hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
You look at yourself more when you lose.
I'm thinking of my daughter today. I miss her so much.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as we say, fire away from long distance. Now he'll try and throw here on the fake. That one throw caught by one of their linemen. That one good for 17 yards on fourth. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. First down. Here's Fields. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Now a timeout signal for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number one.
Forget about it sometimes.
I have to apologize to the guy, man. That's exactly what I did. I told him it was a shit movie, so.
Thank God yesterday we got him. What happened to me with this guy? And trying to think about like big time director that maybe has been somewhat problematic and hasn't been into yet. This is his first name. But I can't say anything yet. But if he calls and says you got the part, I can't say it. I can't.
We recessed a little early yesterday, and I went to my car to get my lunch, and apparently someone had broken into my car. I cut my hand getting things out, so forgive me if I'm not the best. Nikki, would you please put 6 in the box?
This is called voir dire, and the English translation of the French voir dire is to speak the truth. You are a member of RBI?
Yes, ma'am.
What's RBI?
Reddit Bureau of Investigation.
Baby, I found the best show. It's The Office. I was.
Don't hype me up. I got fucking goosebumps.
It's. Want to watch like the first like 30 seconds of it? I've been watching. I'm enthralled. I know it's. I'm.
Well, don't watch it. I want to watch it with you.
Don't look.
Oh, is this the court? The court? Night court?
Jury? No, it's not night court. Watch the first.
Hey, Miz. Ronald. Hey, Miz.
Oh, he's the gym. But hear me out.
Where do we watch it?
It's on Amazon Prime. Show's called Jury Duty. Hear me out though.
Always, maybe.
It's like mockumentary style, like The Office is, but everyone is actors except one person who thinks it's real.
Oh, like a Truman Show type of thing?
Yes, exactly, the Truman Show.
Yeah,
he thinks
that's a good movie.
He thinks he's on jury duty.
Oh.
But everyone else is actors.
Ronald, I'm 29 years old.
Where'd you come up with this show?
Learn about jury duty, see what this whole thing's about.
I saw it on YouTube when it was called. It looked so good. Forgot about it then.
Would you please introduce yourself to the jury?
He destroyed my career, my business, and my mental health.
Is that it? What are you doing? This trial will be my last trial.
There's a substance called bromine.
Objection.
Sustained.
Could you just please talk to him? He knows what happened.
I will arrest every last one of y'all.
It's sativa in there. I mean, maybe this is common. I don't know, but I feel like this can't be that common because just crazy stuff keeps happening.
Oh, I'm hooked. I like it already. I need a show. We need something to watch.
So you show more of the trailer? Oh. I don't know, just for a minute.
I came here to tell you something.
When they say jury of your peers.
What did I come in here for?
To talk to me?
Oh, I do want to watch this. This looks perfect.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
We need something to watch. Ted Lasso's kind of gone off the deep end.
This is like so perfect with the camera does
Yeah.
the thing. You know, the
Did you
camera.
think of me right away?
Oh, dude, I was the trailer and I was like, oh, but Daniel, like, Florida Man was another trailer I saw. I thought you might like. I've been so bored. Like, I was playing Madden, but I was also enjoying.
Oh, so Channel 4 is doing a giveaway. They're giving away Taylor Swift tickets, and I want to enter. But here's the thing: you cannot use an email address that has your name in it. They won't accept it, and I don't have any. Do we have a alias or something I can use to enter tickets? Like, it won't let me use either one of my email addresses because it has my name in it.
Do you want to go to the Taylor Swift concert? When is it?
I don't want to pay for a Taylor Swift concert, but if I win fucking seats,
Yeah, might as well make a plan to go, not hope to win a contest, babe.
I'm not paying the price she wants.
It's not that they want, it's what Ticketmaster wants.
But I'd like to enter the drawing.
Might be able to get super cheap tickets and get 88 seating.
Oh, the disabled haze.
But for concert, would that be good?
Yeah.
When is it?
I don't even know. I just saw it and came in here and tried to enter, and I wanted to know if we had any other email address I could use. Can you just make one? Like 123@gmail or something?
Right now, we're at the second O, but...
Oh.
Those are messaging
You
you.
didn't send it.
I know, I didn't want to wake you.
Oh no, I'm not sleeping. I'm trying to eat still. Actually, my brother called, so I was talking to him. I told him about the fucking Charlie in the furnace.
Who could you go to a Taylor Swift concert with? June 9th?
Oh, well, I can't do that because at 10th I have the party, and I will be so sore from the concert. I won't be able to. I can't do two things 2 days in a row like that. I can't do it. Sucks, but it's just reality.
$1,700. I can't believe this, dude.
I know.
2,000.
She does an awesome show, though. I've seen like people like posting it on TikTok.
Behind the stage is 1,069. Like behind it. That's something I'd like to see, but Florida would probably be cheaper. Maybe she would do a stadium show. Put it on the bucket list, baby. Just like my SummerSlam. How much couple more minutes of show?
I think that's accurate. From the people that I've seen in the waiting room,
so they don't even need
I
to
sit
run
in
a
here
second
with
down
you,
play,
but I'm
give
not
them the first.
comfortable.
when they say jury of your peers, I think that's accurate. From the people that I've seen in the waiting room, you have everybody from all classes, people, age groups, everything, races, ethnicities.
Want to put your feet on?
Huh?
Want to put your feet up?
I wanna.
Your butt?
Yeah, not be in a chair.
My butt hurts too. I
My
need a
tailbone
bed.
is still fucked up from.
Should I take a nap then soon? We can hang out in a few hours. Let's take a nap.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
Whatever you want to do. I don't know what to show with you, but I can't. I need something comfy for the new string room at the new house.
In the final seconds of the first half. And the
It'll
Bears
be a
have
food party
taken
here,
the
that'd be
lead here in the
perfect.
final stages of this first half.
Love you.
Santos with the
Don't watch
extra
this. I
point.
wanna watch it.
And
I
that
won't
gives
watch
them a
it.
3-point
I watched 12
lead.
minutes of it. I'll wait to watch
So
it.
that drive in total 8 plays.
I was just getting ready to turn it off, just getting ready to turn it off. And then I was like,
Fielded right around the 8.
Oh, so that that bush that I have on the at the stop sign, or
yeah.
You cannot even like it's too big. It needs to be turned. Like you cannot even like see to like.
It blew up again.
Yeah, it's all blossoming.
I trimmed it. Oh, does it look pretty though?
Purple flowers.
Really? Let me take a nap after this game. Wake up, watch the TV, go outside. Well, I wake up, go outside, do a little bit of work.
What to look forward to in that early window? One being a noontime start up in Green Bay. A big one for the Packers as they'll get set to tangle with the Minnesota Vikings. Excellent games in the late afternoon window as well. One being out in Los Angeles, where it'll be the Rams.
It's awesome that your 40th is on a Friday.
Yeah, it is.
On Monday Night Football, this will be one to
Pull you
tune in
away
for,
with it.
as they've got a big one lined up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New Orleans Saints.
Should I try to like put some styrofoam on the windows or something to block out the sound of us having a party?
Someone gonna call the cops on me? I've never had that happen for noise ever.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's
I just worry about where everybody's gonna park.
For quarter number 3. It's
Dave?
been a shootout so
Get the
far.
car to there.
Defense can make the adjustments as we get
Move
back
our
to
We could
car.
put your car or mom, or whoever's car.
You could get 3 cars in the driveway.
No, the driveway? No, you get 2.
You could, if you park them right, you get 3 cars there. One sitting
Jameson Williams
sideways.
Field as his guys take over on offense. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the
You know the Lions have a rapper on their team?
throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot.
Really?
How about some credit for the receivers,
Absolutely.
What happened to the guy from the hair salon? He didn't walk on to the team. Remember?
Say that again?
The guy from the hair salon.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover.
Or barbershop, I guess you'd call it, not a hair salon.
You gotta think a little extra pressure here, right, CD? I mean, you're getting
So
the
I'm a
start
little
on
concerned.
Thanksgiving in front of a
Layla has
national
had
audience.
really bad gas for like 3 days. And I wonder if it's her medicine.
It's your meds. It's gotta be your meds.
Because I'm like Googling it, I'm getting nervous.
But it's gotta be your meds.
What
do you think of that?
The United States, Canada, and Mexico, the 3 amigos. They do everything together. They live together, share oceans together, are close together, and have borders together. My point is they're all in the same space, so why not trade over those borders together? Okay, they've traded for centuries, but why not do it without charging each other a tax for trading? Something called free trade. The North American Free Trade Agreement, or NAFTA, is exactly that. A free trade agreement between these 3 pals, or actually it's called the USMCA today, after being renegotiated, but most people still call it NAFTA 2.0 or New NAFTA, so let's stick with the easier name. Some say this trade agreement saved their life and was a gift sent directly from God. Others don't like it as much. So which one was it? The best trade deal of all time, or the worst? Or something in the middle? First, why? I mean, why bother in the first place? Seems like a ton of effort to write this 100 million page document and have everyone go through it for years, adding little appendages. It's simple why. The US wanted economic power, and these 2 countries are 100% of the countries they border, so an economic union made sense. After the Soviets crumbled, the US realized that it wasn't the commies that were their biggest competitors, it was their friends. For instance, Japan was booming in the 80s with their fancy cars and video games.
there were real concerns they would economically overtake the U.S. Plus, Europe just made one large free market at the time. They're on their way to pass the U.S. too. They had to make their own free trade zone to keep.
Calling it a night.
This video will be a commentary, a statistical exploration, and some film study of the Detroit Lions offense, specifically trying to answer the question, or at least address the question, can the Lions win with Jared Goff? Well, I think they proved in 2022 that yes, they can win games. The larger question that Lions fans want answered, and the very cynical NFL fans from other teams, can they win the Super Bowl? Can they get to an NFC title game? Can they win their division for the first time? Can they win a playoff game for the first time since, I think, 1991? I believe the answer to those questions is yes. I believe the Lions have improved defensively significantly, and I think their offense is only getting better with the acquisitions of, like, Jahmyr Gibbs. In my opinion, the Lions offense, there's no reason why they can't approach their torrid pace from the second half of 2022. And if you're unfamiliar, I'm going to give you a little bit of data here before we start some film. And this video is really only going to show film from a 3-week period that I think just gives you an indication of how this Lions team can win games. It's going to be an exploration of weeks 13, 14, and 15 from 2022. I'm talking about their blowout win at home over the Jags, another runaway win over the Vikings in Week 14, where I believe the Lions were favored going into that game, even though the Vikings were the division leader at the time, and then their 2017 win on the road in New York against the Jets in Week 15. I think those 3 games really give us an idea of what this team can do. But let's talk about the stats for a moment. From Week 10 onward in 2022, this team averaged 29.4 points, almost 29.5 points per game. The last 9 games of the season. They also faced, during that time, playoff teams such as the Giants, the Bills, the Jags, the Vikings, and then played 2 other teams that were capable of making the playoffs but just did not, in the Jets and the Packers. I'm going to start off the film by looking at some Week 13 film. Their 40-14 destruction of the Jags at home. Of course, the Jags ended up making the AFC playoffs, winning a playoff game, playing quite well against Kansas City in the divisional round. Final score was 40-14. I think this pushed the Lions to 5-7 at the time after their 1-6 start. They scored on 8 consecutive possessions here. The Lions didn't punt. They just took a knee twice on the final possession. So 9 possessions overall, 4 touchdowns, 4 field goals, and then 1 knee at the end of the game when the game was over. So the backup quarterback was able to take a knee and get them out of there. Goff, I think, was like 30 of 41 for like 340, 345 yards, a couple of touchdowns. Amon-Ra St. Brown, unbelievable game. 11 catches, 114 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lions embarrassed a Jaguars team that made the AFC playoffs. If you were to switch these two teams' divisions, in my opinion, the Lions make the playoffs easily in 2022. They were the second hottest team in the NFL, if you ask me, at the time of the end of the regular season. Their win over the Packers in a game that meant nothing for them, or some people said meant nothing, I think says a lot about what the NFL thought about that Lions team as it relates to the end of the regular season, and then them being put out there to go to Kansas City on the road. Huge test, obviously, but to open the NFL season on Thursday Night Football, I think is another indication of what the NFL thinks of what's happening there in Detroit. The turnaround started before Week 13, but I feel like in terms of Jared Goff, this is around the time where it became fact. If he can avoid turnovers, they're going to win football games. And I think that was a real thing in 2022. In case you don't know, he only had one turnover after Week 9. I believe it was after Week 9, I believe, was the 15-9 win over the Packers at home. I may have my weeks wrong there. But in any case, after that game, after that win over the Packers, he only had one turnover. I think it was a fumble lost in Week 17 or the Week 18 win over the Packers. Lions offense is capable of doing. They're better. It should be better, if you ask me. They have more talent. I know Jameson Williams is going to miss the first 6 weeks. He contributed next to nothing last year anyway. In my opinion, this offense is ready to roll. Ben Johnson returns as offensive coordinator. If he can keep Jared Goff running smoothly, turnover-free, I think the sky's the limit. Week 14 film blew out the Vikings 34-23. Lions were actually favored, like I said. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong there. Jameson Williams' first touchdown catch of his career here. Goff, I think, was like 70% completion percentage for the day. 10 possessions, 6 scores, 4 touchdowns, 2 field goals, 2 punts, 1 fourth down that they went for it, didn't get it, and a missed field goal. Just been controlled, smooth, running the ball well. Goff not making mistakes. Over the course of these 2 games, Week 13 against the Jags, Week 14 against the Vikings, 2 teams that made the playoffs, 74 points, 19 possessions, 14 scoring possessions, and 1 missed field goal. So it could have been 15 out of 19 possessions where they scored. 8 TDs, 6 field goals, 1 missed field goal, 1 knee to end the Jags game, like I mentioned earlier, 2 punts, and 1 downs, meaning going for it on turnover on downs. Scored on 14 of 19 possessions, really 14 of 18 if you throw out the knee to end the game against the Jags. Offense rolling. And then this is going to make my larger point. If Jared Goff doesn't turn the football over, and the defense is going to be vastly improved, that secondary's got talented, versatile guys coming back. They drafted Brian Branch. They're going to be better defensively, and they improved over the course of the season last year. They went to New York the next week, Week 15, and won 20-17 on the road against the Jets, who, I mean, the Jets very easily could have been in the playoffs last year if they just got to play defense all the time. Defensively, they were tough as hell. It held the Lions, I believe, to 5.2 or 5.3 yards per play, and just 17 first downs on 9 possessions. And in the previous 2 games, the ones that I've talked about and showed a little bit of film of, against the Jags and the Vikings, the Lions had 54 first downs in those 2 games. So averaging 27 first downs. Jets held them to 17. Jets are formidable defense. Quarterback play was obviously an issue. Offense, missed Breece Hall when he went out. Lions are still able to get a win here. That's my point. That's the overall point I'm trying to make. Jared Goff doesn't turn the football over. Their floor is winning games like this, 20-17, against teams like the Jets who get poor quarterback play, inconsistent quarterback play. Let's put it like that way. They actually went 4-1. They, being the Lions, went 4-1 on the road in this last 9 games of the season. Pretty impressive if you ask me. The point of this video is Jared Goff and what Ben Johnson and the offensive staff did with him in the second half in 2022. I didn't think he played well in that Week 9 win over the Packers that I talked about. I think it was like 135 yards passing and like 14 for 28 or 14 for 27, I think. Thereafter, Goff was just on a roll. And I want to talk about I'm not a stats person, but I think you kind of have to, because it's an illustration here of how well he played. Now look, I think he threw 14 touchdowns in the first 7 games. But he also had 7 interceptions, and I think 2 fumbles lost. I may be wrong on the 2 fumbles lost. I think he had 3 last year. But in any case, 14 touchdowns but 7 interceptions in the first 7 games when the Lions start off 1-6. After the Week 9 win over the Packers, here's his stats for the final 9 games. Ben Johnson, Jared Goff, yeah, do they rely on play action from under center at times? Sure. Does that mean if you slow down the running game, you may be able to limit or in some cases actually stop completely their offense? Sure, no problem. You're going to have a hell of a time stopping Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery, the running game, the play action pass game that's built off of it. Last 9 games, 2020, I think, proves that point. 67% completion percentage, like 210 out of 312. About 2,400 yards passing in 9 games. 15 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 1 fumble lost. The lack of turnovers in the final 9 games, just 1 on the fumble lost. The precision that's there, the timing, the complete confidence in all of his guys. Everyone. Not just Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift, both of those last two guys who are gone. The tight ends. Everyone that gets the ball in Detroit, Jared Goff has confidence in. If Jared Goff, Ben Johnson, and the offense play like they did in the second half of the 2022 season, there is no reason why they can't approach, maybe not 29 points per game, maybe that's a lot, over the course of a 17-game season. 25 plus seems totally reasonable to me. Jameson Williams ever gets on track, I think you could be looking at the upper limit of 30 points per game, somewhere around approaching that. This is an offense that's ready to go. Ben Johnson will probably not be in Detroit after 2023. He seems like a really bright, talented guy. The run schemes are really cool. I've enjoyed watching them. I'm trying to get out a couple of videos on the Lions' run schemes and what Ben Johnson does. He likes to attack to the boundary. He likes gap schemes to the boundary, in my opinion. So getting linebackers at the second level to hedge to the field. with a counter step by the back, just enough to where the gap schemes can pick them up and close them off into the boundary. I can't prove it. I don't have every single Lions game broken down. I think I've got 6 completely broken down in my online database. If any Lions fans are interested in that, feel free to message me on Twitter or comment in the comment section about the possibility of getting access to that. It's a part of my Patreon. It's $5 a month. But I'll try to upkeep as many Lions games as I can from 2022 and 23. I've added 2 more, just have yet to break them down for a total of 8. And this offense looks way smoother and less turnover prone after I think about the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. And I won't pretend to know all of the stats.